What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access, and today we're joined by Demrick.
What up?
Thanks for coming through, sir. Great to have you. And man, you got the new album out, Collect Call.
Yes.
And I think you're one of the most prolific rappers, I'd say, in the last 5 to 7 years. You've been putting out so much material, but I think that Collect Call is probably your best work.
Whoa,
in my opinion.
You, sir.
In my opinion. And I think part of it, though, is because a lot of the other projects we haven't gotten to learn as much about you as a person.
Yeah.
I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you agree with that?
Yeah, and that was the theme. The whole theme about I don't know if you think about a phone, if you think about the word collect call and even what that means, or a payphone nowadays, like it really is something from the past. It's
okay.
like it's something that you look for. It doesn't really exist now, and the actual theory behind it is reaching out.
Okay.
So when you're making a collect call, you want somebody to accept.
Right.
On the other end, will you accept? And then you come on and tell your story, right? Or you tell whatever's going on. So that's what I took for the theme of the album, and I wanted to give everybody who's been a fan of mine and all the new fans that are coming in now an opportunity to hear about some of these stories about how I grew up.
Right. And I think in the intro, the beginning, where you talk about your dad in particular, I thought that was pretty powerful. So what made you want to dig that deep into your personal life like that?
Just really feeling the same thing that you said earlier, just about the amount of work that I put out, and I have seen a lot of fans and growth from it, but I felt like if I really gave people the reason why I did certain things, the reason why I am there, and I gave them a little background, it would give people more of a reason to rally behind me, because my story is unique. The way that I grew up, the way that I've came out to the West Coast, and my music career in general over time. A lot of people see me in situations and in their mind, it doesn't fit. They're like, how did that happen? Or why did that happen? Certain things. And it happened because my life is tailor fitted for this. I feel like, I've given my life to music, and just so many experiences that I've gotten to see, I want to share with people.
Right. And you have the kind of tied into the looking back thing at the end of the album. You have the Back in the Day song.
Yeah, my mom's was hot about that. I put her on the intro. She was like, "You put me on your album." Mom, don't let it happen. I wanted to tell a really important story in my life where I was living in Spokane, Washington at the time, and I ran away from home with my rap partners to go to New York, to go to the Bronx. So it was like we was gonna get it popping, and we did all kinds of fucked up shit. We stole a car.
I was gonna say there was some illegal activities.
That's back, bro, crazy, all kinds of shit. And we went over there and we stayed at my homie's baby's mom's spot, and he went to the store one day. Probably about 2 months into living there, and he went to the store with the car, and he got arrested.
Right. And
that's his baby's mom. So the second that news hit, she kicked me and the other homie out quick.
Right.
Quick, and fast, in a hurry. Real quick. And I was only 14 at the time, so it's like New York is a big place, especially coming from a small place like Spokane, Washington, originally in the beginning. So I just went and called my mom, and my mom got me a plane ticket to North Carolina to my aunt and uncles, and
that was the Scared Straight program.
That was really, for real, it was, because my uncle came at me crazy, and he was like, "Yo, you want to be this, and you want to grow up so fast. How about this? I'll get you a bus ticket, and it will zigzag the United States." Like, he got me one that all kinds of layovers and jumping everywhere, and he said, anywhere you want to get out. Oh, you want to see Atlanta? You want to go down to Miami? You want to go back to New York just in case you want to hop off? And he just sent me, and he gave me a loaf of bread, peanut butter and jelly in the same jar.
Nice.
And a box of Sunkist. And he said, "Yo, man, go live your life, man." Said, "But if you get back to the other side, do it right."
Right.
And I took that as like a sign that, that it just wasn't really worth it to I don't know, to go about shit sometimes the wrong way. You know, we're hard-headed, and especially when we're growing up and that thing, we think we got all the answers. You know, we still even feel that way nowadays, but I felt like that's what made me respect people's opinions more, and people who knew more, and started valuing somebody who actually went through something and want to sit and listen to them, at least take it. You know, I still make my own decisions anyway, but I have always been somebody who worked well from that point in a group situation, and worked well listening and taking. Then, you know, like I've had all kinds of mentors, like, you know, Be Real, Xzibit, fucking Kurupt, and these just Jim Johnson, and people that I've gotten to sit with and get a lot of game about the industry off of. And if there wouldn't have been that point in my life, who knows if I would have kept growing up the way that I was, which was like the you can't tell me shit kind of way.
Now on the flip side of things, though, you have the Bad Guy song, which I think is another one of the very powerful songs on Collect Call. So with that one, I understand there was some apprehension.
Yeah, I didn't want to put that song on the project, and I felt like maybe I was digging too deep.
Okay.
And man, I thought that maybe that was something that people wouldn't want to hear, because it was coming from, you know, a relationship that had went bad, and just being like, yo, who wants to hear about this? Okay. So it made me nervous about it, and the people that I was working with, shout out my homeboy Ace, the whole time he was like, this record is gonna be a big record for you. This is gonna be a big record for you. And I was nervous about the song all the way up until the release date. Like, I just did the listening. I went and picked up a bunch of fans and took them to my favorite dispensary, and we rode around and listened to my album. And I would be cringing before track number 4 came on. Like, I'd be like, I don't know. I skipped it. We did 2 trips with the fans, and the first time I did skip it, and the second time I played about 75% of it. And I just told the fan, listen to it when you're at home. Right. You know, and then what's funny is, now that the album's out, so many people are hitting me on like Snapchat videos of like people smoking to it, or riding to it, or vibing to it, or people sending me messages like, I needed to hear that. And that, I think that even encouraged me more to peel back more layers on this next work that I'm gonna do. Like, I felt like really what I was doing, I was taking stories that I would tell to people, and I was making songs out of them. Okay. And that's really what I did differently on this album than what I've done in the past, you know? And we would always sit and have conversations before we rap, but I think that I really just honed in. I wanted people to get to know me, though. That's why I call it Collect Call. It's about reaching out.
Right. And one of the surprising guests that you reached out to, at least to me, to be on the album was the Little Debbie.
Yeah, shout out Lil Debbie.
So
came with the heat.
Yeah, she did, man. It was very impressive. So explain with Scoop DeVille and her how the song came about and why it fits on the album.
Yeah, well, Scoop, really, I got with him, and we had did a project last year called Loud Pack Extracts, where it's a 10-track thing.
Man, Blowing Money Fast.
Blowing Money Fast is
my
on
favorite
there.
song on there.
Ooh,
Be Real.
There we go.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Shout out Be Real for letting us even
and
bless that sample, and then him getting on
man,
it.
That song's
made
amazing.
it so special.
The song's amazing.
Yeah, but so I've been working with Scoop forever.
Right.
And I just really asked him to produce some records for me on the project. And you know, he said he wanted to really come in and give me some of those super beats. You know how you know how producers got their lists, got their little bins, and you know, he knows if he's gonna get in front of a Snoop or a Jay-Z or because you know he got records with all those people, Kendrick and all that stuff. He got his special little folder.
The stash.
That's special the stash
over
folder.
Here. It's the hidden on the desktop.
Thank you, Scoop, for reaching in the stash and giving me bangers like Watch This with Lil Debbie. And you know, Lil Debbie heard the record and she really wanted to be on it. And man, I'm glad that we sent her it because she destroyed it.
Yeah.
She barred up on there crazy. Like, I didn't really have any expectation, and in anything that I would have thought, it's like she blew that away.
Right.
You know, because she really just killed it. There's bars on there.
Absolutely, man. And I think that's one of the things that makes the album so good is, to me at least, having listened to almost all of your work probably, it's I learned a lot about you, and to learn that much about you artistically at this point in your career, I think is a good step, and it shows growth and maturation.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help you, gain new fans and reach the things that you haven't done yet.
Well, I think a big part of it is that I need to just step out in front of the, away from the big crowds with my big homies and all the stuff, and get in front of some actual Demrick fans.
Okay.
And seeing I got a chance. I talked to hundreds, maybe even a couple thousand people who love my music at this point. And one-on like conversation, whether it's a meet and greet, whether it's at the after the show at the bar, whether it's conversation that just pops up on Instagram or something like that, where I got an opportunity to really see what my fans that I do have now like about me. And what it is that I was giving them, and what it is that I took from our conversations that I could give them some more of.
And what surprised you that you learned?
I think what surprised me the most is that some people feel like kind of like what you said, they didn't really feel like they knew my story, because a lot of the stuff, I've been working for a while. So there's stuff that I had touched on Audio Hustlers Volume 1 that I left there, that maybe need to be re-brought up and rehashed now, that the way that I look at life.
Right.
And even just understanding myself as an artist, it's when you get out there and you're standing next to some legendary people, and you're in front of those crowds, that energy's all there. But when you take those away and it's just you really see what you have to work on, what you have to build, what you actually have, and the reason. And thankfully, when I went around the States after doing this stuff, there was fans that showed up. There were fans there, people with my names tatted on them, people with the stuff. And it gave me the extra confidence that I needed to know that just all this work that I've been putting in over this time wasn't in vain. It was actually connecting. I did connect with some people, so I wanted to all the way connect with them. And that's what this album is about.
Well, there it is, y'all. Demrick Collect Call here on Unique Access with Soren Baker. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you, bro.
Always a pleasure.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.